All right, welcome to the Board of Library Trustees special meeting Monday, December 8th, 2025. I now call this meeting to order at 7:06. All votes will be taken by roll call. Now I'll ask the library director to roll call.
Chairperson Kristen Higaki here, Vice Chairperson Basta
Here.
Board Member Eric Neerlich,
Here.
Board Member Sharon Sue,
Here.
Board Member Barbara Wiesen there.
Minutes for the October 20th, 2025 meeting have been delivered to board members. If there are no corrections or additions, a motion is in order to approve these minutes. Would any member of the public like to provide comments? Is anybody online?
No.
No? Okay. Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
And do you want to add, there's an edit we need to do
yeah.
for,
And I wasn't sure what the process was.
Yeah.
But in 3.1, I think the motion, my name when I seconded was spelled wrong. Last name was spelled wrong, so it's changed the second S to an first S to an E.
yeah. So if there's any edits or changes, you can say it before the motion and then you could redo the motion with, making the motion with edits.
Okay.
Do we have to read?
Yes. We
Yeah.
should read.
Can we motion to approve the minutes with the edit that Barbara mentioned? Of
With the edits as
with the edits
stated.
as stated.
Just say that.
No, because I made the motion.
Okay,
and
so
then-
then I can.
And then I second that.
Yes.
New motion.
Okay.
Okay.
and then Chair Higaki,
Approved.
Vice Chair Basta,
Approved.
Board Member Neerlich,
Approved.
Board Member Sue,
Approved.
Board Member Wiesen Bear.
Great. So then I will red part and we're on to donations. So $140 from Cecilia Chain, 500 from Heidi Gerster, 568. That's a Stargaze event. Anonymous, $1,000 from Dan Office. Yes.
I can just mention that, thank the generous donations we received, and as it says, the anonymous donation is to add a stargazing kit. We have 2 right now in circulation, so the funds will be used to purchase a 3rd to help with the high holds. It is one of our popular items, so we're extremely grateful for that. And then the rest of the donations, they weren't given a specific, so we've divvied up the donations for part will go to the youth programs and supplies, and then half will go to the adult program and supplies.
We need to vote.
Yes. A motion and second. Someone.
Motion to approve. Seconded.
Correct. And then I will, Chair Higaki,
Approved.
Vice Chair Boston,
Approved.
Board Member Neerlich,
Approved.
Board Member Sue,
Approved.
Board Member Wiesen Bear.
Approved.
Trying to think of this situation when who would not approve a donation. Like who, it would have to be somebody we really don't like. Or it'd have to go in conditions, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, just.
Right, so next we're on to the presentations.
Hey, we have our librarian, our communications librarian, Katie Holm, and she's been here before, so I think you are all familiar with Katie. She's gonna do a communication and social media update.
Thanks. So I have a number of videos to share with you all today. You will find them interesting and informative, but also fun. So as communications librarian, one of my main tasks is to manage our social media accounts. So that would include Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube, which does count as a social media platform. So today I'm going to share with you a few videos on YouTube and a few videos on Instagram. And I'm going to start with the longest one at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. This is called The World on Wheels, Celebrating the Bookmobile. And so for each of these videos, I'll introduce them with the purpose for them first, and then I'll follow with the process and kind of how it was made, and also the outcomes that we hope for each of these videos.
Bookmobiles are the lifeblood of our outreach. It allows us basically to meet people where they are. People that would otherwise not have the means to come to the library and use our services are using them because of the Bookmobile.
I think as ambassadors, we're bringing that information and love of reading and love of learning to the people of Mountain View.
My favorite thing about visiting the Bookmobile is I don't have to go too far from school to be able to get books from the library. What I like about visiting the Bookmobile is that I could borrow many books that I like, and they're usually there, so I could borrow them.
For me, as a mom of four, what I like is that they pre-select books, so that I don't have to stay as long as the main library. And also, this is an opportunity to me to take my books back here instead of to the main library.
A lot of times people are unable to get out to go to a library, and the van brings me here, VTA, so it's really convenient that the library van comes here too. That way I don't have to go out to a certain library elsewhere. I can just come here and get the entertainment that I need to get.
We love the Bookmobile service. We love the people that bring the Bookmobile to us. I think most of our seniors will pop in, but we have some regulars that are constantly asking, when is the Bookmobile coming? When is the Bookmobile coming? So it's been a nice thing to add to all the other activities that we provide.
Right now, our vehicle is much smaller. It can get to smaller places. We can get into narrow streets, park in regular parking spots, and then what we do is we'll unload the books now, and we can set up what I like to call a pop-up library anywhere we want. And it can be outdoors, it could be indoors, into a park or into a building, and that way we can also curate what types of materials we're taking to which places.
Because they see the table, they see the displays, they see the books, and there's a degree of energy that they like, and it allows them to come in and unafraid just ask us questions about the service and the service model, which we're more than happy to answer. I think my favorite part about working with the Bookmobile is the opportunity to connect with the fine community here in Mountain View, with children and parents and citizens, people who have lived in Mountain View for a very long time. All of these people have different stories about books, about life. It just really allows us to be out there, meeting them where they are, connecting with them, and having them be integral parts of the library community.
The very first week this Bookmobile was in service in January of 2024, we started going to parks, and we'd set up in a park and there would be a little mini story time. We're still doing this. And someone said to me, what's a story time? Everything that we want for the Bookmobile, which is to bring these programs into the community and share them with people who might not even have known that there was a program, epitomizes to me what this service is all about.
Okay, so that was the first one. The purpose of this video is to encourage viewers to visit the Bookmobile and to highlight the Bookmobile service and demonstrate its impact to the community. So the reason why we made this one is it was National Library Outreach Day on April 9th, and that was in the middle of National Library Week. It gave us a good opportunity to use video as a way to promote our Bookmobile services. So I reached out to the Bookmobile staff to gauge interest in creating a video to promote the Bookmobile. And once they said a very enthusiastic yes, then I reached out to our communications and outreach division in the city to get their video making expertise. So once library staff determined the tone and content of the video, and then they selected specific locations that they wanted to feature, such as schools and the it's a senior center too. Then we also asked customers and school or site staff if they were willing to provide testimonials, which I think was a very crucial part of this video. So once all the footage was gathered, we worked with the communications staff to create the final draft. And after we published the video, then we actually submitted it for an award with the National Association of Telecommunications Officers and Advisors, also called MATOA. And even though we didn't win any awards for this video, it's nice to know that we can submit a video like this and that it's going to be honored, and it kind of encourages us to make similar types of videos. So the outcome for this video, we hope, is that residents learn more about the Bookmobile vehicle and its service, and that residents are encouraged to visit the Bookmobile with the help of those customer testimonials. So that was our first one. Our second one, there's James and Ashley. It's going to be called Explore the History Center's Newspaper Archive. And the purpose of this video is to teach viewers how to access the historical newspaper archive online and in person.
Ugh, these newspapers are all too new. What if I'm looking for something older? Is all hope lost?
Did you say you're looking for older newspapers? Do you know that the Mountain View Public Library has a digitized collection of historical Mountain View area newspapers?
That's exactly what I'm looking for. Can you show me how to find it?
Certainly. To access the library's collection of historical newspapers, your device must be connected to the library's network. The historical newspaper collection cannot be accessed outside the library. Once connected, just navigate to the library's homepage at library.mountainview.gov. Next, move your cursor to the Learn tab on the top menu. Move your cursor down to Mountain View Historical Newspapers and click. Click on either of the blue links to access the library's newspaper collection on Digital Reel, which will open in a new tab. From the main Digital Reel page, you can search all newspapers for terms, or you can narrow your search by selecting newspapers and searching at the title, year, month, and even issue level. Newspapers can be viewed in your browser. They can also be downloaded and saved for future reference.
Wow, I found it just what I needed. But some of the writing is too small. Is there a physical copy I could look at?
Just let our librarians know via the Contact Us page, and we can see if we have a physical issue of the newspaper you're interested in.
That's just swell.
We hope you have fun exploring Mountain View history with Mountain View Public Library's historical newspaper collection. Bye-bye!
That's the newspaper archive video. So we made this during the summer. I had hired a communications intern called Pooja. And before she came on board, I asked staff if they were interested in having a video or helping me produce a video to promote any of the programs or services that they're in charge of. And I wanted to give her some video projects as part of that intern task list. So James, who works at the History Center, said he wanted to publish a video that demonstrates how to access the historical newspaper archive. And he wrote the script and he asked Ashley if she wanted to be an actor in it, which she did. And it was a very fun experience. Everyone really enjoyed making this video because it was kind of a lighthearted and fun way to show how to use one of our services. And we hope that residents learn about the historical newspaper archive in this very fun and engaging way.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do you have to be on the internal network to historical newspapers? Why can't you just like?
I don't actually know the answer to that.
It's the particular database. Some require you to be inside the library. There's a couple vendors that it's their term and agreement. That, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one is about our homebound service. And the purpose of this is to draw attention to that program and encourage participation.
Our library is for everyone. We are a free resource helping our community connect, create, and learn. The Homebound Services program at Mountain View Public Library connects with customers who can't make it to the library for temporary or long-term reasons. Based on each reader's preferences, our team carefully selects books, movies, games, and more. Items are packed in special delivery bags, ready to travel from our library to their doorstep. Once a month, we load up and head out, bringing our library directly to the community. After dropping off fresh materials, we'll take care of returning items from the last delivery. Whether it's a home, an apartment, or a care facility, we deliver with care, supporting quality of life for all residents. It's more than a delivery. It's a connection, a lifeline to stories, knowledge, and discovery. Know someone who could benefit from homebound services? Call us today at 650-903-6887, and we'll take care of the rest.
So that's Rick waving goodbye to us. And so a similar process to what we just saw with James and the newspaper archive. This was also part of Pooja's projects as part of her internship over the summer. And so Rick mentioned that he was interested in a video that promotes the homebound service. So he wrote the script and he provided ideas on what kind of clips that he wanted, the kind of tone and feel that he wanted to communicate to our audience. And Pooja and I went with Rick on a homebound, one of the homebound locations. And he had previously spoken to one of the customers if she'd be interested in appearing or if she'd be willing, and she was very enthusiastic about that. And so with this video, we hope that residents learn about our homebound service program. The next one is a little bit different. This is part of our Brain Fuse First series, which I'll explain more about. But this particular video aims to show customers and staff how to access live interview coaching through the online resource Brain Fuse Job Now.
Interviewing for a job can feel like a game of high stakes, and sometimes the pressure is real. But what if you could practice with a pro before stepping into that high-pressure situation? With BrainFuse Job Now's interview coaching from the Mountain View Public Library, you'll go from nervous newbie to confident contender in just a few clicks. Here's how it works. From the Job Now home screen, select Live Interview Coach from the center column. You'll be instantly connected with a personal coach, ready to help you ace that interview. Select the option to start a video conference or an audio conference to begin practicing your mock interview. You'll get detailed feedback tailored specifically to your answers, so you know exactly how to improve. Ready to practice? Visit library.mountainview.gov to start your free interview coaching session today. It's time to turn those butterflies into victory laps.
And when he says free coaching, are there any limits, like once a month or things like that? Or is it just all
No,
unlimited?
it's unlimited, and anytime there's a life coach available, you can just go and access that resource as many times as you want. So that was Charles. And so the Brain Fuse Burst project involved 4 of our library staff who took turns creating content exploring specific features of each of the Brain Fuse resources. So that's Brain Fuse Help Now, Job Now, Vet Now, and College Now. And the initial purpose was to highlight special features for each of these platforms, specifically for staff. But we figured if they're good for staff, they're also good for public. So we'll be releasing these for public viewing, and a few at a time. We do have many of these Brain Fuse Burst videos. We published 1 video per week for 6 months, starting in March 2025. And the process was that staff would write the scripts and I'd meet with them to record. And then after I do a rough cut of their recording, I would send it to them so they can do a screen recording based on the cadence of their voice in the rough edit. And then I put it all together and it becomes a finished video. I put it on YouTube and then they would email it out to all of our staff so they know how to use each of these features. And Charles in particular had a really clear concept of what he wanted, he had a clear vision of what he wanted his videos to look like. So he challenged me a lot. And it also helped me grow my video production skills. So for the outcomes, we hope that staff learn more about each of these resources and how it can help customers. And then as a result of that, staff can promote the Brain Fuse resources while interfacing with customers on the desk. And we also hope that viewers learn about specific features of each resource, including help with college applications, financial aid, building resumes, career mapping, homework completion, and more. So the last video I have for you on YouTube is called Let's Create Skeleton Macrame. And the purpose of this is to show people how to complete craft kits when they pick them up, either at the library or at an outreach event. So this video is 5 minutes long. I'm not going to show the entire thing right now, but what this is, it's Renee Kitson and our youth team who created a skeleton macrame craft kit to give away at the city's Dia de Muertos event. She wanted to provide clearer instructions than the printed ones that she included inside of the craft kit. So she thought to create this video as a live demonstration for how to complete it because it is quite intricate if you watch more of it. So when I uploaded it to YouTube, she turned that into a QR code. She put that QR code on the back of the kit and printed it that way. So anyone who picks up the kit will have access to this video. And so the outcome for this is that we hope people who pick up the take-home craft kits will find this other way of following instructions useful. And this is the first one that we've done for this for the crafting kit, and we hope to do more in the future. Stop that right there. It was quite a long video. So that wrapped up the YouTube ones. I also have a few shorter videos to show on Instagram. And so for social media reels, I created a social media team of 3 staff members. I meet with each member once per month to do a recording to kind of keep our content fresh. The staff represent adult, youth, and the History Center. And the general process for all of these reels is that staff develop an idea and overall vision or concept of what they want to communicate, what they want to present. And then I act as a director during the shoot. I can like place them here, place them there, make sure the lighting's good. And I'm also the editor. Start with this one for Banned Books Week. Ashley here does these monthly display features, and the purpose is to showcase specific parts of our collection and highlight materials that residents will find interesting, timely, and relevant. Again, this one is for Banned Books Week.
A display of challenged and banned books available at our library. Here are some picks and why they were banned or challenged. being critical of capitalism and promoting socialism, having LGBTQIA plus content and explicit images, being racially divisive while exploring the legacy of slavery in America. All of these books have been banned or challenged at one point. Exercise your freedom to read by checking out one today. Thanks for watching. Bye. We've made.
Okay, so that was it. Very short. So Ashley used to make similar videos to this at the last library she was at. So we decided to kind of emulate the process. So what we do is we set up a date to record, and then Ashley or other staff who are interested in showcasing a display that they put together. We'll showcase 3 books from that display and then give a short description of each item. And then after that, I create the first draft without audio. They give me the voiceover track. I put the voiceover track into the video editor and then publish the reel. And I'll record 1 to 2 display reels per month. So the outcome for this kind of video is we want to generate public interest in displays and highlight materials in our collection. And we also want to stay relevant since the display themes are they match current events. So we had a Halloween display in Native American Heritage Month and also Banned Books Week. And the Banned Books Week display reel showed exceptional viewership. They got over 4,000 views, 236 engagements, 4 comments, and 14 shares on Instagram. And over 16,000 views, 900 engagements, 45 comments, and 71 shares on Facebook, which far exceeds any previous posts that we've done. Next, we have Ashley again, and she is going to be talking about National Friends of Libraries Week. So the purpose of this was to highlight the Friends of the Mountain View Library during National Friends of Libraries Week, which was from October 19th to 25th of this year.
This week is National Friends of the Libraries Week. You may be wondering, who is this celebrating? Have you ever seen this Lucky Day display and wondered where these books came from? Or extra copies of movies and TV shows with these green tags? Or have you ever attended a program during Summer Reading, Sci-Fi September, or Silicon Valley Reads, to name a few? These are all examples of activities and materials funded by the Mountain View Friends of the Library. Not only do they help fund new and exciting things at the library, but this group is volunteer-led and advocates for the library nonstop. These folks have been dedicating their own personal time, serving the community alongside the library since 1975, and have since raised over $1.3 million. So how can you help them help us and therefore help your community? Well, the Friends raise money in 3 ways. First, they host quarterly book sales in our garage. With over hundreds of hand-picked items, keep an eye out for these sales and pop in to support. These sales bring in anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000. Second, they have a lobby shop here in the library. You can choose from high-quality donated items to handcrafted creations. This shop brings in about $26,000 per year. Third, you can purchase carefully curated materials online. In recent years, online sales have reached as much as $34,000 per year. You may be asking how else you can support because you love the Friends in your library so much. I'll tell you. You can also purchase a membership at different tiers that have the following perks. You can have early access to in-person book sales, which works out to an extra hour to shop all the best titles. You'll receive exclusive email updates about Friends events. But wait, there's more! A 10% discount at Books Inc. in downtown Mountain View. If you're thinking, wait, I value my time over money, then sign up to volunteer. You could help out with book sales, work in the lobby shop, or sort books if that's your thing. We could always use more friends. Thanks for watching and celebrate with us this week. Hi.
Okay, so for this one, the library leadership team suggested that we create a video for the Friends of the Library. And so Ashley and I were on it. And as with previous reels, Ashley wrote the script and came up with the sort of the vision and the flow for how this video would go. And then I acted as the director on the day of recording. And this video is longer and has many more elements to it than we saw in the previous video. So it took longer to shoot and edit this one. So probably around 2 weeks. We sent it to the Friends once it was completed and they were very happy to receive it. And so from this video, we'd like the general public to be introduced to the Friends. or gain a better understanding of what they do. And we hope that residents know how they can support the library through the Friends. And we also just want to celebrate the Friends and recognize them for their support.
Could you expand a bit about how the partnership with Books Inc. came about, and also if you're considering partnering with other businesses for that sort of thing?
That one I don't know.
That's something the Friends, I think.
They did it on their own.
Yeah, it's solely the Friends, yeah, not the library.
And there's been a historic connection with Books Inc. that went way back to discounts that they would give to the summer readers. We used to get a series of coupons from local businesses. There were pizza vendor coupons and ice cream cone coupons and bookstore coupons. Linden Tree used to contribute in Los Altos, and Books Inc. and the various bookstores that have come and gone. We had a big used bookstore for a while, and they would all offer, one of the staff would do the soliciting and just remind them that they usually did that, and they usually stepped up and provided those coupons. So that 10% with the bookstore has been in place
For a long while now.
for a very long time,
Great.
since the 80s.
I wanted to say, it's really fun to watch these videos, so thank you for doing them. I think you and Ashley should be nominated for an Academy Award. I think this is the first time that it's been clear how each of the different elements work together. We've heard some of the Friends presentations, but I haven't heard before how maybe the online sales contribute, or I've heard before how the in-person book sales, but not how the lobby sales. And so I think that this can encourage people to contribute however they can to whichever ones they can show up to. So I think that it'll really help the community feel invested.
Katie, on that point, how much measurement are you doing, or are you able to do, say, this goes out for the Friends? Are you tracking the views and any increase in donations or increase in interest in the Friends? Or with the Brain Fuse, when you put out those segments, do you collate the views with the collection stats, the usage in that particular module?
And not at this time, but that'd be really interesting to take a look at. I do see analytics from my end, the social media end only, but to see if they can correlate and maybe see the other statistics with the things that we're promoting as well.
See if you've got a good feedback loop going there with what you're doing.
And then building on that, it would also be interesting to see like analytics related to the Books Inc. discount, right? So it's been in place for a long time, or what you said, but just, concrete evidence that, these people use it or don't, or whatever.
And you know the person who runs the Friends social media account as well, so maybe we can talk to each other and see how our promotions are going. So the rest of these videos are like 30 seconds long. So here's the next one. This is to promote Pages and Paws, which is our Read to Adopt program.
You recommend some books to me?
Of course, here are some staff picks.
Who picked these out? A dog?
He's trying his best.
You know what's better than dog books? Reading to a dog. Sign your child up ages 8 to 12 for Pages and Paws. First Friday of the month. See you then. Hi.
Okay, so that was really, we also got a lot of good engagement from this one because of the dog, I assume. But so yeah, Ashley proposed this idea again, based on other TikToks that she's seen or other reels that she's taken a look at. And then we asked Rick and Alex to be our actors for this one. And then Rick, who leads the Pages and Paws program, reached out to one of the handlers to see if her dog would be interested in being an actor as well. And once she confirmed, then we coordinated a time with her dog, Volley, and her dog, Volley, to come in and record this with us. So this was probably the shortest amount of time that we've ever recorded a video because Volley could only stay for so long. And this definitely ended up being one of our more popular videos. So with this, we hope that residents learn more about the Pages and Paws program. It's very small on the screen right now, but there is a comment that reads, "I'm 16 from the other side of the country, but looks super fun. The kids will love it." So we know that we've got kind of big reach with our social media. Okay, this next one is about our curiosity collection. So it's to introduce the curiosity collection kits to our residents in the children's room.
Outside the box, something special, something curious. At the Mountain View Public Library, our Curiosity Kits invite you to explore big ideas with hands-on activities that spark imagination and learning. Each kit starts with a book and invites you to explore its themes through play, creativity, and discovery. You might build, explore, or imagine in new ways, because every Curiosity Kit is a chance to connect, create, and learn together. The Mountain View Public Library, where curiosity begins.
Okay, so Renee Kitson from our youth team also again brought this stop motion concept to me. She came up to me, she said, "Have you ever done anything with stop motion?" And I said, "No, but I'd be very willing to do it." And this is the result of that. It took a couple of failed attempts in order to get it to this stage. But I think the final version is very nice. And we actually got an acknowledgement in one of the comments from another library saying they really liked our stop motion. There are 225 photos in this video. So you just kind of stitch them all together and it makes this kind of flow. So with this video, we'd like residents to know what the curiosity collections are. And they get a preview of the kind of topics that are included in the kits with this video. And for us, we learned that stop motion is fun to capture and we know what to do later on. Next one is so this one is to promote the bird watching backpacks so residents will want to borrow them. And they were very new when we created this reel.
All I've seen are squirrels today. Whoa! What bird is that? And how are you doing that? I'm not sure. Can you help me? Of course I can. With the Library of Things birding kit, guidebook, and binoculars. Maybe it's some kind of parakeet? Or a Quaker parrot?
Squawk! This could be you. Get started on your bird watching journey today by checking out our Library of Things bird watching kit. Squawk!
That's one of our sillier ones for the bird watching backpack. Of course, Ashley also came up with a script for this one based on stuff that she's seen on social media. And thankfully, James and Charles were okay with being the actors in this one as well. And it ended up being just a really great and funny video, and we got a lot of nice comments on it. So we just hope that the residents are informed that we have bird watching backpacks and that they know that they are available for borrowing and they get a brief preview of what's included in the backpack as well. It's also just very entertaining for the tours.
If we could go back to the stop motion one, given that you know how to do it, have you all put together like a manual or something or steps so that future generations can do it?
No, we haven't, but that's really a good idea to put together.
Like just some sort of brief reference document.
Yeah, I do have a communications manual kind of going inside of our internal documents, but that would be good to include so people know that later on how to capture that kind of video. It's also useful too because we have a lot of different things going on. We have the more skit style and we have the stop motion style as well, more production quality YouTube videos. So good to include that.
Katie, the stop motion technique would be a great way to introduce people to the children's room and to do it section by section for the different, what's in there and go through that lovely door of the glass and then into whatever's in the first bookcases, you know, where's the fiction section? Because a lot of people, especially adults coming in, have no idea when they walk in for the first time what's in children's. And we used to do a lot of school tours that pointed out all of that to the kids, and they got it pretty quickly. But even the teachers would say, I didn't know you had this, or I didn't know that this was here. And so you could do a fun overview. And I could see it being done with some of the different stuffed animals in different sections. We used to have a whole collection that people had offloaded to us that lived on the top of the cases, and we had penguins and lion and very big ones that the kids always wanted to take down and play with, but they lived on the top. But I could see those having different sections that they're in charge of, and or showing different sections.
And you could even expand on that and say, okay, do one video for kids, one for teens, one for adults, and maybe even one for the Historical Society. And they'd all have different structures and different sequences, but you know, kids one is pretty mapped out, but then you try to figure out kind of key areas to emphasize for the other videos.
I like that a lot. You know, we have a lot of puppets, at least in the youth staff, that we could use.
Right.
I know Los Angeles Public Library also uses a raccoon puppet for pretty much for a lot of different instructional videos.
I've still got the original raccoon puppet that we used because no one wanted at the time we disbanded some of the programs, and I was given the raccoon puppet. So if you need the raccoon back,
She can retrieve it for you.
And I also have a couple bins at home of various animals. So if you're interested, let me know, because I don't have a home for those at the moment. They're all new animals of elephants and, you know, other things that have appeared over the years at our house. So
Very nice. I'll remember that. Thank you.
sure.
I think I have one more to show you. A bit more of a serious one. This one is a feature on History Center, specifically on the card indexes. And the purpose of these kinds of videos are to highlight items and materials that you can find in the History Center.
My name is James, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Mountain View History Center. Today, I'd like to show you a very special resource, the Mountain View History Card Index. Is there a person, place, or thing in Mountain View that you would like to learn more about? The Card Index is a great place to start. Created over many years, the Card Index was the work of longtime volunteer Barbara Kinchin. Cards are arranged in alphabetical order, and most contain specific references to historic newspapers and documents. Many questions about local history can be answered using the Card Index. Come visit us and see for yourself. Hi!
So I specifically asked James if he wanted to be on our social media team so he could kind of dive in deeper to the History Center. And I have a recurring recording session with James each month, and he chooses to highlight different items and services in the History Center. So in addition to the card indexes, he's also talked about archived photographs from the Mountain View Recreation Department, directories, and student ledgers. So from this, we hope to generate more interest in the History Center. And we also want to promote our expanded hours Thursday nights as well.
That's probably another case where you can look at the stats, usage stats, and see
Yeah.
that picked up.
And really good. Great. So those are all of the videos that I had to show you today. So you can see that we've been very busy on social media. And it's been really nice for me to see staff bring their own ideas and energy to our social media accounts. And our videos have sort of paved the way for other staff to come forward and bring their own ideas as well. So even if they're not a part of the social media team, then they still want to contribute something. And I always encourage that with our staff. As we make more videos, we continue to streamline our process and to make it as efficient as possible. We all agree that less is more, that engaging content doesn't need to be complex. And it can be as simple as just talking to the camera, showing the one thing, holding up some books. So making videos has allowed me to grow my production skills as well, so I can publish them more quickly. And I do like the challenge of trying to communicate through video, so I'm excited to do even more of them in the future. And Lastly, the analytics show that the photos taken and videos recorded inside the library are consistently more engaging than our other types of posts. And our overarching goal with social media is to build the connections with our community, and creating videos, particularly those that feature staff and familiar faces, are a good way to grow that relationship. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing, thank you. And we have one person on the line.
Would any member of the public like to provide any comments on this item? Any member of the public on the line like to comment? If so, click the raise hand button in Zoom or press #9 on your phone. The library director will display the time on the screen. So next, I think we can move on to, there's no unfinished business, and we can move on to new business.
Okay, so the item presented for you all to vote on is the 2026 calendar year Board of Library Trustee meeting dates. So the following schedule options are intended to be the master calendar for the Board of Trustees meetings. Generally, the schedule calls for the board meetings to take place on the third Monday of each month, with special meetings scheduled as needed. The proposed schedules here take observed holidays into consideration. So once approved, these meeting dates will be published online in Legistar. So I put two options to propose to you all, and it's up to you all. You can pick one or two, mix and match. It's up to you. So the first option was to have scheduled meetings over the summer. The difference with option 2 was not having dates, meeting dates during the summer. I know city council takes a couple months off over the summer. This past summer, we did make quorums during the summer meeting during the months that we did meet. But I know sometimes if there's a presentation and if there's only 3 or 4 board members, it's you know, I'd rather have the staff present to all 5 of you since there's only 5 of you. So, and I know everybody has different schedules in the summer, so it's up to you all to discuss amongst yourselves what you want to do. This is just a draft, but it's really your decision for meeting dates. And then the January 26th and February 23rd are because of the President's Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day meetings. So it would be the 4th Monday instead of the 3rd. And then I put no March meeting date because the February meeting date would be so close. There'd only be a couple weeks in between. And then I did put as a possible option, what you all have been doing is typically, I have in here a November 16th meeting date because Thanksgiving in 2026 is later. But then you can also decide to combine your November and December meeting to have one that you've been doing over the last few years for as tonight's meeting. It was a combined, so that's an option. So it's really up for your deliberation and then, yeah.
Would it be possible to combine November and December and have it in November?
Sure,
So that we could possibly go to the tree lighting.
Yes, because it most likely if the dates, I think this is the second year now, this meeting has fallen on that. So yes, you could.
I mean, I do like the idea of combining it. Yeah. And then I wondered, I don't know if we're like I don't know if this is when we start petitioning one another, but I do like the idea of option two. I like the idea of all of us being able to be at some of the presentations that the staff provides, because I love the presentations. They're so well done, and so I'm kind of leaning towards option two.
I just wanted to check, like, there's some meetings that we have like standard things to do, like review the work plan or review the metrics, and there's like one with the city council, but I think those are all days that the option two covers, because I think one's in September, one's in March. So like the June, July, the summer ones are more presentations from the library, if I remember correctly.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Tracy, if something came up where you needed business conducted, could you call a special meeting? Yes. So.
Yes.
Even though the calendar is set, if you needed to, you could adjust it and get us back
Correct.
together.
Yeah, if there was something, we could call a special meeting and try to get a forum or as many of you available to make it. And that could be at any month or date.
And I was one of the one, I mean, this summer is weird for me because I actually was called for 2 months, so I missed two of those meetings, but it was not gonna happen next summer, as far as I know.
Yeah, I, you know, on my end, I can share that I don't have any major travel plans scheduled just yet, so I don't really have like restrictions to bring up.
But I mean, I'm like, I guess I'm thinking like option two, but add June back in, so skip July and August. Mostly so we have another more chance to actually see some of those presentations.
Do like not having July, because that's common. I think
July and August, I feel a lot of people are on vacation.
can't tell if August is back in school. What time though? August.
August 17th is borderline. I think Mountain View is, but I think some private schools are not. To me, it makes sense to skip July and August. I think June, I'm kind of borderline.
Should we proceed?
Any input, thoughts?
Our travel schedule's been almost non-existent the last few years, so I don't have any commitments on this, but I think, again, thinking about this, the staff, and at least from the children's point of view, summer is very busy at the library. That they might be able to do without presentations and have a break as well. If they're not necessary, so I would probably lean toward the cutback schedule, just to give everybody some flexibility in their vacations.
And then would you be comfortable then with what Eric said in terms of meet in June?
I mean, we don't have Playhouse, so that was just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm a proponent of option two, and if there is work to be done, that Tracy would let us know and could call a special meeting, and those that are available would come to the said special meeting. That would be my recommendation, but I would also ask for the November, December to be combined for November 16th. So that those who want to see the tree lighting without the drive-by of grab that hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And without having to worry about parking for the library.
I enjoyed seeing the library presentations at the tree lighting as well, which I think is significant as board members as well.
No, I'd be fine with combining those two for some, excuse me, for November. No.
Okay. So should I say maybe the motion for option? Oh,
Just to, so the November 16th is a regular scheduled meeting, so it would just be a no December meeting. And then instead of a combined, because the November 16th is the third Monday, and then it would just be no December meeting. And then at the November meeting, you could talk about the 2027 dates.
Just add that to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds.
That sounds reasonable. So, Sharon.
So maybe motion for option 2 with no December 7th, 2026 meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Chair Higaki. Vice Chair Ambasta.
Approved.
Board Member Neerlich.
Approved.
Board Member Sue. Board Member Barbara Weason Bear. Approved. Oh. Sorry, I think to do public comment on that, we do have someone on the line.
Would any member of the public on the line like to provide comment on this item? If so, click the raise hand button on Zoom or press #9 on your phone. A reductor will display a timer on the screen. No? Okay. Excellent. So board staff announcements, updates, requests, and committee reports.
Okay, so just a couple of things to pull out from the director's report, as a lot of the items in the director's report were from the videos Katie presented tonight. So some more detailed information on the curiosity collection and the library of things. And then an update on the lactation pod, which we are getting good usage. I think the first weekend we had at least 3 uses, so we're tallying those, but good feedback, as you saw in the report that someone had posted a lovely kudos on the Mountain View Moms account about a shout out for the lactation pod, so that was great. And then another Yelp the people love us information we got from them. And then just finishing out the 2025 year this month with our winter events. Tomorrow night is the bel canto flutes, and then tonight we have 2 of our staff doing story times over at the tree lighting, and then next week is our winter dance party that we have. Maynard does our wonderful DJ for that. So a couple things rounding out the year, and the staff are planning January, February, March, the first quarter events of 2026. So all great things happening. Everyone's busy and planning for the new year.
I want to thank you for the authors program. I tried out a couple of those and enjoyed being able to participate in those.
Yeah, the author online series is great because if you can't make it live, you can register and watch it later. Most of them are all available later, so that's a really nice feature because some are during the day, some are at night, but we keep them so you could watch later. So thank you.
Should I send that trick or treating?
Yeah. Trick or treating is always fun here. Staff dressed up, and yeah, the kiddos getting, we gave away sidewalk chalk and other goodies at all the desks. So it was definitely one of the fun days in the library.
So would any member of the public on the line like to provide comments on this item? If so, press #9 on your phone. I think we are on to agenda setting.
So, the January meeting, you all will elect a new chair and vice chair at that meeting. And then, I don't have a presentation yet. We'll have that. And then I hope to have a draft now that you've adopted the calendar, just sort of a preview for all of the dates. So we'll be putting a draft together for some of the managers and I have been talking about what presentations for the upcoming year. So we do that at the January meeting.
Would any member of the public on the line want to provide comment on this item? If so, please just pound 9 on your phone. All right, then that's it. The meeting is adjourned at 8:07 p.m. The next Board of Library Trustees meeting will be held Monday, January 26th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
See you next